So we've all got a responsibility to make sure we think about the potential risks that are facing the most vulnerable members of our society, and clearly children fall into that category. So anything that we can do to actually provide information so that they can make healthy choices to prevent them becoming, say, a victim of crime, victim of lots of other things, or being involved in things which will potentially lead to bad consequences, is a good thing. So we should be trying to encourage people to use resources such as this to actually have good conversations with children so that actually they can make healthy choices in the future. So I've had a look through the book, and I think it's appropriate. There's enough in there so that people can pick out the issues that would be relevant to a 5-year-old, but equally there are some things in there which are probably more relevant to an 11-year-old. And I think probably who's ever talking through that book will know the sorts of issues that are relevant to that child. I think it's not a resource that you have to cover every single topic at the same time, but you can pick and choose, and I think it covers the sorts of issues which are relevant at this time. So as a parent, if I got that book, I'd probably sit down with my child and go through and sort of have a conversation. It probably used as a prompt to say, these are the sorts of things you can do, you shouldn't do, or you should watch out for. But it's very much a prompt to be able to have those conversations. Some of the issues that are covered in the book can be quite difficult topics to introduce into a conversation, but by using this as a prompt gives an opportunity to start that conversation and then probably carry it on beyond what is covered in the book. So we have schools officers and PCSOs, police community support officers, who go into schools across the Thames Valley area and indeed across the country, and they're always looking for resources that they can use that are useful, they're current. So this will be a good example of that. And I think that there's a danger sometimes that we try to reinvent things that are out there and reproduce something. Actually, if we've got something that has been proven to work, then let's use that and make it available. It's difficult to pick out the ones that are most important, because actually it probably depends on the relevant sort of age of the young person and what they might be exposed to. But I think it covers some really important current issues which are new. So issues like knife crime has got a lot of publicity. Extremism is a really difficult topic to cover. But it's becoming increasingly important in terms of how people can be radicalized, whether online or by listening to people's extreme views. But there are some very traditional topics in there which we should not ignore. So stranger danger, road safety. So everything is important, but it probably depends on the individual, the child, and I think the parent or the school teacher is going to be best placed to decide what's most important at what particular time. So there's no reason why this book couldn't be used. You know, it's written in such a way that it's relevant to any part of the country. So again, if it can be promoted to actually reach out to other schools, to parents around the country, then again, if it's been proven to work, then great. Let's celebrate that and push it out. I mean, probably just to reiterate what I said at the beginning is, there are very few bad people, I think, in the world, but there are people who make bad choices, and there are people who get exposed to things. And I think anything that we can do to encourage those healthy choices is so important. So if it saves one person from being a victim, or one person being exposed to danger, or actually stops one person from being involved as an offender and getting into trouble, then actually this is all worthwhile.